I've spoken a lot of crap in my time, and recently I've taken to YouTube to do a bit more of it. But today's story claims that there's a group of powerful men that once spoke so much crap that they managed to fill 300 years of history that might not have even happened. And no, I'm not talking about Prince Andrew and his advisors. This is the phantom time hypothesis, a theory that claims nearly 300 years of our timeline was totally fabricated. And if true, that would make the year today about 1728. Welcome to Mysteries Retold. Let me take you back to 1991, Nirvana, Michael Jackson, Terminator 2, Beauty and the Beast. The World Wide Web goes public, the Super Nintendo launches, the Soviet Union collapses, and Heribert Illig decides to rewrite history. Illig claimed that the years 1614 to 1911 AD, nearly 3 whole centuries, never actually happened, and according to him, the early Middle Ages, the murky gap between the fall of the Roman Empire and medieval Europe, were total bollocks. As well as pissing off every medieval historian alive, the theory raised eyebrows everywhere. Conspiracy theorists popped their heads up, dusted off their calendars, and for a moment, people stopped to listen. According to Illig, Roman Emperor Otto III, Pope Sylvester II, and Byzantine Emperor Constantine VII got together about 1,000 years ago to decide, we'll add a few centuries to the calendar. And why would anyone do that? Illig's answer was mainly ego. See, Otto III, the Holy Roman Emperor, was a real guy, ambitious, young, and obsessed with reviving the glory of ancient Rome under Christian rule. To the people of the time, the approach of the year AD 1000 felt apocalyptic. It was the end of the first millennium since Christ's birth, and some thought it would see the second coming. Others saw it as a new dawn for Christianity. This would make him look like the chosen ruler of a new Christian age. Now, unlike Prince Andrew, Illig didn't pull evidence entirely out of his asshole. When the Gregorian calendar replaced the old Julian calendar in 1582, Pope Gregory corrected an error. The Julian system had been running 11 minutes too long per year, and that added up to about 10 days lost over time. But Illig calculated that that should have been 13, meaning by his math, if you rolled those 13 minutes up, we're about 300 years out in the system. He then cited archaeology. Illig argued that relatively little survives from Europe between 1614 and 1911. Few buildings, few major records, so maybe these centuries just didn't happen. And his favourite argument was the existence of Charlemagne, otherwise known as Charles the Great. He was basically Europe's big boss reboot after Rome fell apart. He's a warrior, a reformer, and an emperor builder, crowned in 800 AD. Illig was basically saying that this guy was too conveniently perfect for this era. He united Europe, reformed religions, invented schools, and built an empire. In fairness, there's more evidence to outline in a 5-minute video. However, the theory can be quickly ended within this video. See, astronomy solves it already. We have detailed records of solar eclipses, comets, planetary alignments going back thousands of years, and they line up exactly where they should. If 300 years were missing, those events would be off by centuries. Then, there is archaeology, and contrary to Illig's claim, there's loads of it, and plenty of evidence. For example, the founding of Baghdad. That was in 762, and there's tons of documentation on the founding of Baghdad. In fact, it's probably one of the most well-documented city builds of all time. Meanwhile, Europe was very much stuck in the Dark Ages. Now, it might not be as sexy as a big old Roman orgy.
Oh yeah.
But it still happened, and it throws Illig's theories out the water straight away. And then, dendrochronology, that's tree ring dating. And trees don't lie. Their growth rings form continuous records, and there's no missing centuries and no phantom years. So if all of this bollocks is so easily debunked, why does it always come up? It's all over the internet, and it's still a conspiracy theory. And to be honest, it's one that feels like it could be true. I mean, the Dark Ages are patchy. It's a weird stretch of history with fewer records, strange gaps, and it's not amazingly documented. And to be honest, when someone says the government or an institution lie, it's not like they haven't before, and people get on board with that. Watergate, weapons of mass destruction, the Panama Papers, big tobacco, Smoking's fine, it's good for you. MK Ultra, Chernobyl, the NSA surveillance links, fucking Prince Andrew's inability to sweat, and pretty much every other royal scandal since the dawn of time.
Ew.
This list could go on all night. People have talked bollocks forever, and they will continue to do so. So when someone says, hey, maybe history itself is faked, part of our brains say, yeah, it could be. And it scratches that same itch as flat earth theories, for example. Total bollocks, but fun bollocks. So no, we're not secretly living in the 1700s. But it is kind of comforting to know that even in the 1990s, before TikTok and YouTube and Instagram, and even most flat earth theories, people were still out there finding new ways to break history and talk shit. Now, if you want a deep dive on any of our videos, you let us know in the comments. This has been 5-minute-ish mysteries from Mysteries Retold. Good night, folks.